Hi, welcome to another episode of Unboxing Entrepreneurship with Pallavi. What is your experience like when you go from being an employee at a corporate to becoming independent? What are the things that you go through? What are the advantages and what are the challenges? Today I'm going to talk to Neha Sinha, who has recently become a freelance digital marketing strategist, and we are going to talk about her experience from going from a corporate to becoming independent. Let's get right into it. Hi Neha, welcome to Unboxing Entrepreneurship with Pallavi.
Hi, Pallavi. Thank you. Thanks a lot for having me.
I'm very excited about this conversation. I've never had a freelancer come on to the show, and I thought that from the entrepreneurship perspective, when we cover so many different things about entrepreneurship, I think it is important to also get the perspective of someone who's just launched, and just started with their entrepreneurship journey. So I thought that that would be a good one to talk to you about. But before we get into that, tell us about your journey. What has your journey been like? Where have you worked, and so on?
Okay, so to talk about my journey, I have almost a decade of experience in this marketing field. I have worked in both startups and large MNCs as well. I
Mm.
started my journey as a sales professional, which I think has helped me a lot in understanding the basics of business, like how to get clients, from where to research about the clients, how to talk to
Mm.
the clients so that they feel interested. From that point to retaining the client. So sales has helped me a lot in my entire marketing journey as well. So for
Mm.
2 years, I think I have worked as a sales professional in a startup,
Mm.
and then I switched to marketing. So
Mm.
I have worked in like ed tech sector. I've worked with civil engineering, infrastructure, and but most of my journey was associated with the IT field. And SaaS
Mm.
industries is where my forte is.
All right.
And yeah, so and I like to call myself as a digital strategist. So
Yeah.
uh, I enjoy doing social media, right from conceptualizing to executing. Then email marketing is where I feel very interested, very attracted towards, and also in the lead generation, kind of thing from marketing perspective. Understanding the customer persona, understanding their psychology is where I am really interested in.
Yeah, so I also call myself a digital marketing strategist because I resonate with you that, it's not just about the digital marketing tools, it's actually about understanding what are the different channels that help you get customers and retain them. So when did you become independent?
Early this year, I think I quit my job in January 2023, and
Hmm.
actually this thought came. I never thought, till this last year, December 2022, December, I never thought I will jump into freelancing. But then I was talking to one of my very old friend, and she told that she is into this freelance world, and the kind of privilege, that the kind of advantages that she have is something which attracted me to try my hands in this freelance world, the new world of
Hmm.
work, the remote,
Hmm.
the facility that one has, the kind of
Hmm.
become your own boss, choose your own projects, and
Hmm.
you don't have to plan anything beforehand. That whenever you want, you can take the vacation depending on the your project schedule and the deadlines, etc. So I
Yeah.
think from February onwards, I started looking for small projects, but it was not, like a bed of roses. It was not easy at all. And I think
Yes.
I went into depression also for a few days. I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not getting anything.
Yes.
In terms of the projects, also in terms of the paychecks, also.
Hmm.
So so then I started researching about how to start the work. Then I joined many groups, but in that groups also they're like, it's an ocean. It's totally like an ocean. Like there's so many groups that are there on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on so many different platforms, and there's Upwork, there's Fiverr. So one has to, I think, anything can click for anybody. One has to like really try on different things and then understand that where their strengths is. So I tried on Upwork, it didn't work for me. I tried on Fiverr, it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I don't know. Like gets, those kind of projects on Upworks and Fiverr platforms like
Yeah.
that. Then I joined many groups on Facebooks, and out of that, I really studied, like, on which group people are posting on a daily basis and how many number of posts are there. And then I started following. I shortlisted like 2, 3 groups, Facebook groups, and from there I started growing. I started, visiting things and then sending out the inquiries on a daily basis. And that's how I started this. And after I think 2, 3 months, I was like doing nothing at all, doing only this researching part and giving out, sending out like 15 or 20 kind of, outbound emails. So it really took me a long time, a long, long time. I can say 3, 4 months I was struggling. I was in depression, like nothing is working out. But then slowly it started working for me. And then I started retaining the clients also. And now I can say I'm in a good position in this freelance world.
Yeah, so whatever you said is, so spot on because, when you worked for 10 years, you kind of have the company's clout behind you. So even if you're doing business development for your company, it's not so much about your skills, it's all a lot about the company's reputation. But when you go independent, all of a sudden you feel like, okay, I have 10 years of experience. I know that I can add more value than someone else, but how do I convince the client that me as an independent person can actually do it for you? So I think that is one of the biggest reality checks that you face once you leave a corporate job and you start something on your own. And of course, the second thing, like you said, was that you have to figure out what is the way to get business. Obviously, when you were working in a company, they had a very clear, they probably had a business development team, who was helping you, the company get business. But when you're doing it yourself, you have to figure out, okay, where do I need to be active? What is it that I need to be talking about? How do I build my credibility? And definitely that takes time. Having said that, I'm sure that your experience and the fact that you come with a lot of credibility will give you that edge over someone else who's just started. And Upwork, Fiverr, whatever the platforms are, I'm sure when somebody were to compare your profile to someone else's, I'm sure that there's additional value that they can perceive that you will give them. We talked a little bit about your process, about how you decided to go independent and what your experience was in the first 3, 4 months. We also talked a little bit about the advantages, why you chose to go independent. But perhaps you can elaborate a little bit more about, what do you see on a day-to-day basis that you feel that you made the right decision? What is it that you really appreciate about being independent?
Great question, Pallavi. So this is my favorite thing actually, why I shifted from my corporate life to my freelance journey. See the kind of flexibility I get being, so this is more from a woman's point of view that when you have like a lot of things on your plate. It's not that only one thing that you have to go out and then do your job, come back from 9 to 6, 9 to 5 kind of job. So being a woman, you have like 100 things to do on a daily basis. So the kind of flexibility that I get in this freelance journey is something which motivates me a lot to just stick to this kind of work only. And the advantages which top the list is of course the flexibility, and then you get. So when I was in my corporate life, I used to think that okay, this is one skill that I will learn sometimes, which was there in my to-do list, and then I will apply that in my professional life as well. So, for example, SEO is something which I always thought, okay, I will learn someday, and then I will apply in my professional, whatever projects that I get. But now, when I see that I get inbound queries where people ask me about, do you also do SEO? Then initially I was not someone who was a SEO pro. And I thought, okay, this is a chance for me to learn another skill and then apply also to the projects. And then there will be times when when you talked about the credibility, and people think that okay, you are a complete beginner in this freelance journey. How to convince the people? And sometimes you have to work for free as well. You have to get some beta clients and then ask them, okay, I will work for you for 7 days. See if you feel that I add a value, then you give me a testimony. So there are times when I used to feel in my corporate life I have to learn this skill, but because I was not getting those projects, I was not learning that. But now I am learning that skill. I'm applying those skills, and because of maybe I'm doing some good work for the client. They are able to see the value. I'm getting the testimony also, and this is also another advantage which I feel I have from this year onwards. I'm learning the
Yeah.
skill. I'm getting the testimony from the clients that I
Hmm.
have added the value, and then I will add that on the portfolio. So this
Hmm.
also helps in the long run. Apart
Hmm.
from the flex, everybody knows, okay, this is the new world of work,
Yeah.
working remotely, working, being your own boss, planning your own vacation. But this, the added advantage which I feel is, of course, the skill set that you can add and you can apply that, and that can also become one of your, one of your expertise in the long
Yeah.
run.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think that, as you say, flexibility is obviously it's understood that yes, when you're working by yourself, you're your own boss. There's a lot that you can do, whatever your personal responsibilities are. You can, move your day around and all of that. But the taking charge of your professional journey, what is it that you want to learn? Where is it that you want to grow to? I think that is an extremely big motivator, and who doesn't want that? Everybody has a vision of where they want to be in the next 10 years, and being independent allows you to take control of that today, rather than having to wait for a performance review or having to wait for an opportunity that your company gives you. It allows you to take that risk, and I think that adds a lot of confidence to your personality. So you become better at looking at opportunities and kind of taking that opportunity forward. So that is great. Having said that, okay, let's talk a little bit about the challenges. What was the biggest reality check that you had when you switched from corporate to becoming a freelancer? I know you talked a little bit about the remuneration, right? So, what is it that you get? You were not getting any high profile projects. So, when you started, I know it's only been 3-4 months, but have you seen a difference in what your take home salary has been from when you started?
Yes, that's the biggest disadvantage. That's the biggest challenge. For few days, you don't know when your next paycheck will come. So,
Yeah.
you cannot, like, every month when someone is in a, fixed salary or fixed income is there on a monthly basis, then you say, okay, fine, every month I buy this, I go on vacation for this. Now you
Mm.
have to plan everything based on, how many clients do you have and how many retainership, kind of
Yes.
model that you have for yourself. So
Mm.
paycheck is something which, like, financial insecurity is something which, will always be there unless until I have like a proper, kind of retainership for a year long kind of thing for myself. That is
Mm.
the biggest challenge. Now
Mm.
it's like unless until I have to like make a pipeline for myself for the coming
Yes.
month, and then only I can plan for what I have to do, what I have to buy, where I have to go for vacation or whether anything. So that is one of the most, high on,
Yeah,
insecurity
high
that
on
I have.
challenges.
There's high on challenges. Yes, correct.
Yeah, yeah. I've had the same challenge, and I know it gets better. So I've been in this for 3.5 years as an entrepreneur, almost 4 years, and I know the first year was extremely chaotic. Like, okay, sometimes I have so much work and so many clients that I'm struggling for time. I have no time for business development, and then when you don't have clients, you think, oh, I should have done something 3 months ago to have a pipeline. And I know that it will get better because after your first year you'll start to see a trend. You'll start to see which time of the year people are actually scouting for marketers. What are the happenings that compel them to seek a marketer. So I'm sure you'll start building a pipeline. Having said that, the uncertainty doesn't certainly does not go away. While you may have a pipeline, you don't know how big a project you're going to get, and I feel that also is something that you develop over time. What are you looking forward to in the next coming months? Have you got plans for how you're going to focus? Are you going to divide your time between business development and servicing clients, or have you thought anything about the future?
Uh, yes, so in the future, like it's the year is almost going to end.
Yeah.
So like in the coming years, I will obviously like to spend more time on the business development because currently I have like very few clients. But yes, I can say 70% of the time I will spend on the business development so that I make a pipeline for myself. And I also have a team member, so I can divide whenever I have like extra work, amount of work, I delegate that thing to my team member. But yeah, so business development is something which I will, focus on in the first quarter of next year. I will focus entirely on that. And 30% of the time I will spend in my, whatever client I have, and then retain strategies to retain those clients.
Yeah.
I will also like, to work with few of the international brands that I always thought I will work for. So I'm, preparing for that as well in the coming years.
Right. And are you planning to stick to your niche, or are you planning to expand a little bit more?
I will definitely like to expand. Like niche is something which I will always like. Whatever my forte is, LinkedIn is my personal favorite, so that will always be there on my plate. But I think marketing is a field where one always have to, keep up themselves. Like whatever is like this year was totally about AI. So one have to learn about the AI, how to develop, how to like the content writing is so much dependent on the AI right now. But
Yes.
having said that, there will be new things that will come up in the coming years. So I will always obviously like to, try my hands with the new things that are coming up.
Awesome. Awesome. So I wish you all the best for the future years. As I said, it does get easier. And if you're thinking about growth plans, I'm sure that that will really help you to attract bigger clients and, have a longer term retention with them. So thank you so much, Neha, for coming on the show and talking about your experience. I'm sure that the early stage journey of an independent professional is something that a lot of people can relate to. And there are a lot of things that we discussed today, which maybe they've heard of, but it's great to hear it from a real person, that talk about the advantages and the disadvantages. And that really was the intention of having you on the show. So thank you so much for taking time out, and I wish you all the best.
Thanks a lot, Pallavi. Thank you.